Hey guys, welcome back. It's Epic's What If, and today we're back with the next episode on the What If Kakashi Had Adopted Naruto series. Wherein, if I'm not mistaken, this is the fourth episode of What If Kakashi Had Adopted Naruto. And we left off previously after the battle against Orochimaru, where Sasuke got the curse mark enabled on him. Naruto was injured a bit, and he's very tired, and Orochimaru left, thinking he should call Kabuto to heal some minor injuries. Now, what happens after that? Well, Sasuke immediately collapses due to the strain of the curse mark on his body, and he is very feverish as Naruto and Hinata can feel him. Naruto and Hinata quickly take him to a tree that was around the area that they were at, a tree which has a hole in the middle, leaving plenty of room for them to rest up. Naruto and Hinata together then set up a few traps around the area and some wires to actually let them know if anybody comes inside of the area that they are on. Both of them then, not both of them, Naruto, after finishing that, feels horrifyingly tired and don't mind that, and collapses in Hinata's arms right there. Hinata, seeing Naruto in her arms, gets a bit tingly in her tummy, nowhere else, and she immediately puts Naruto down comfortably. Now she's looking at Naruto and she's looking at Sasuke, and she's very worried, thinking that she was not able to protect both of these people who were her teammates. Of course, Hinata could not have done a whole bunch during that battle, but she does feel like she owes it to them to be able to prevent anything like this from happening ever again. Now, Hinata is extra vigilant just to make sure that nothing happens to them, because this is the Chunin exams and she does feel like there will be people around the area trying to get some of their scrolls. Now, Orochimaru did not actually take their scrolls because he had to kinda bite and dash, did not have the chance to stick around, because Naruto and Sasuke and Hinata had already gotten both of their scrolls and were actually on their way to head out, and Orochimaru simply attacked them. They do have both their scrolls, basically. Now, Naruto, I realize, now after this, Naruto collapses, and inside of his mind, he can see a dark alleyway, and he does not actually know what this is. In case you're wondering, yes, Naruto meets Kurama. Now, the meeting with Naruto and Kurama, it's a bit different as well, because Naruto does not, actually, no, it's not. Naruto does not actually know about Kurama's existence, because Jiraiya and Kakashi, they haven't told him that, because they feel like he should not be burdened with that knowledge right away. They were going to tell him that after the Chunin exams were over, however, but, whatever. Now, Naruto meets Kurama, and he's got a multitude of questions inside of his brain. He's like, who are you? What are you doing here? What the fuck am I doing here? Where on earth am I? And, what's up? Now, Kurama simply answers with, my name is Kurama. No, he does not. He just says that he's the nine-tailed fox, and he's inside of Naruto because he was sealed inside. He does tell Naruto that he should probably remove that scroll in front of his door. It would be fun. But Naruto quickly realizes that that scroll is actually a seal, because he does know quite a bit about seals right now, thanks to Jiraiya's training. Now, Naruto would not do this, and he knows he's heard about the nine-tailed fox. Then he suddenly clicks inside of his brain that the nine-tailed fox was the fox that attacked Konoha about 9 years ago, if I'm not mistaken at this point. I think so. So he's like, you're the nine-tailed fox that attacked the village, and Kurama is like, oh yes, I did do that. That was so fun. No, he's not. He's like, yes, I did. And all that shit. Kurama is, I don't know what he would say at this point to Naruto. So it's pretty much like the original, to be honest. Now, after this, Kurama and Naruto don't really talk a whole bunch, but Naruto can't leave because he's trapped in there because at a chakra. Now, he's like, why can't I leave this place? And Kurama simply says, you're too weak, kid. You don't have the chakra. If you open that gate, I could give you some. You could leave. You could protect Sasuke. You could protect the ones you love the most. Not like you could do that right now. Remember your promise, boy. I could give you that strength. Kurama being a bit of a conniving fox. Now, what happens in the actual real world? Well, Naruto and Sasuke are knocked out, and Hinata is standing on guard, but she does close her eyes for a few seconds, and then she hears the traps. And then she hears the noises. Now, that's not good for anybody, especially if you were Sakura, but you're Hinata, so you've got the Byakugan. Use it well, dear. Now, Hinata immediately opens up a Byakugan because she knows she needs to do that, and she sees three people approaching the area. The three of them then start demanding for Sasuke to be handed over to them. The three people were Dosu, Zaku, and Kin. Now all three of them arrive at the spot, sent by Orochimaru to kill Sasuke because that was the original plan. They demand Hinata to hand over Sasuke because they know where he is. They basically say, "Hand over Sasuke, we know he's here. If you do that, we won't hurt you." But Hinata is not about to let one of her teammates go. So Hinata readies her Byakugan and is ready in the Gentle Fist style to pounce. The three of them decide to attack, with Dosu actually sitting back and witnessing how Hinata fights first, and Kin and Zaku getting ready to attack. Kin immediately prepares a Senbone to fire away at Hinata to, get her to lower her defense and create an opening for Zaku to attack. Kin launches fire Senbones, but Hinata uses her Gentle Fist to immediately block most of the Senbone that were coming her way. At that very point, Zaku actually attacks her using his Sound Blast, if I'm not mistaken, that is what he does. And he launches it towards Hinata, which actually gets her and it knocks her onto the ground. Zaku is immediately overconfident, thinking that he can take Hinata alone, and immediately rushes her as well, which proves to be a bit, bad for him. While Zaku is rushing her and lowers his defense, Hinata immediately gets a few shots in on Zaku by dodging his initial kunai attack, closing off a few chakra points around his arm and his chest. Now that really hinders Zaku because his main attack is from his arms. But it is at this point that Dosu, having judged what Hinata can do, goes for his own attacks, using the sound waves immediately to very literally deafen her. Temporarily. Hinata's head hurts, and this commotion that suddenly comes in the wind is picked up by Team Kiba and Team Shikamaru. Because Kiba, dog trainer and all that, Akamaru could probably hear it, and Shikamaru just hears the commotion around that area, and he decides to check it out with his team. Now, Hinata, after that attack from Dosu, is, a bit injured and is attacked by both Kin and Zaku, who managed to take her down pretty well. Kin using her Senbone and her sound-based Genjutsu that, confused Hinata and injured her quite a bit, and Zaku using his sound blasts after opening up the chakra points on one of his arms, because they were experiments of Orochimaru, so they would have a plenty abundance of chakra basically. Naruto is currently still inside of his mind with Kurama, and Kurama is like, something's going on out there. But he does not tell Naruto because Kurama is Kurama. Now, Sasuke at this point is seeing some bad memories inside of his brain, and it's not good. He's starting to get angry, and he will be waking up in a few moments. It is at this very point that Team Kiba and Team Shikamaru arrive at the spot, seeing Hinata get injured pretty badly, to be fair. Neji kind of feels like he should step in, but at the same time, he's like, I don't have a care for the head branch. Why should I care if anything happens to her? And he decides to stay back for now. It is at this point that Shikamaru and Team Kiba Shikamaru, Choji, Ino, and Kiba and his team also attack, while Rock Lee and his team join in as well, except for Neji, who's just keen on staying back and witnessing the fight unfold first. Dosu's sound attack really affect everybody because, that is a pretty overpowered move, if I'm being honest myself. Kin using her Senbone being more precise than Tenten, managed to take her out from the long-range battles. Zaku, managed to do a lot of damage to the other players as well. It is at this point that Sasuke and Naruto decide to wake up. Kinda on the same time, why? Plot. Well, Sasuke and Naruto wake up. Sasuke is fucking angry because Hinata was in fact injured pretty bad, and he's like, Hinata, who hurt you? It is at this point that Zaku, being the overconfident bastard that he is like, I hurt her, you bitch! And he gets utterly decimated by Sasuke, while Naruto, seeing Hinata injured, starts to release a bit of that nine tails inside of himself, but he was taught by Jiraiya to remain calm in many situations. He manages to calm that down, but even him for a second was like, was that the fox inside of me? I don't know why he sounds so deep, but whatever. Now, Naruto and Sasuke do quick work of that team, to be fair. Sasuke actually manages to snap Zaku's arm as he did in the original. That does not change. Dosu is decimated by Naruto, and Kin is taken down by Naruto while Sasuke was going to kill her off. Naruto, realizing that something is up because we're not allowed to kill people as far as he knew. And they did talk about, and he remembers hearing something about somebody sending them to get Sasuke. So, he decides to keep her for questioning. He knocks her out and ties her up with ninja wire. Now, after this, they are taken away to the, why Kin? Oh, she's a girl. Come on. Now, they take her and go to the temple and whatever, because they already had the scrolls. They did not need to waste more time, and they reach it before Team Kiba in this scenario. Now, after they reach there, Iruka Sensei greets them, and he's like, wait, who's this? Now, I'm guessing Jiraiya would also be there because he is in the village, and he would probably be asked to supervise the Chunin exams by the third Hokage, and he probably would. And Naruto would explain the situation, what had actually happened, and he remembers something about Orochimaru sending the three people to kill Sasuke, or, well, take him hostage at least. When he says that Orochimaru was the one who sent these three people in, Jiraiya is pretty interested, and he also tells Jiraiya, that Orochimaru was actually in the exams dressed up as somebody else, because I'm pretty sure that Naruto would know who Orochimaru is. I mean, come on. He's the godson of Jiraiya as well, so he probably would have inquired with Jiraiya about the Sanin and everything like that. Orochimaru, terrorism, killing people, experimentation, all that shit. Orochimaru was not a swell guy. I mean, yes, he was slimy, fun, and a nice character at times, but he was evil enough to have been noted down in the history books. Way to go, Orochimaru. You've done yourself proud, mate. Now after hearing what Naruto said, Jiraiya would probably look into Sasuke and would probably understand the curse mark. Because he had a spy network, he would have probably been snooping around in Orochimaru's business as well. I mean, Jiraiya, he likes to do that. Now, he probably knew a way to steal the curse mark away for now. He probably wouldn't know how to actually remove it, but he knew what to do, so the curse mark is sealed away for now. But he does warn Sasuke to not get over angered. He does not want Sasuke to get overly emotional, which could break the seal and unleash the curse mark once more. Keep that in mind. Might come in handy in the next 10 minutes. Now, Sasuke is like, I will do that. I also don't want to miss the Chunin exam because of this. Will I be able to compete still? And Iruka initially is like, maybe we shouldn't have him compete, which would probably be seconded by Lady Anaconda, what's her name, I forgot. And, Jiraiya would overrule them by telling them that he sealed the curse mark away and it would be unfair to remove Sasuke from the team, especially after they've come this far. Now, after all that shit happens, they are going to move on into the Chunin exams. Should I get into the Chunin exams? Sure, why not? I'm going to end the Chunin exams. The fights, at least. Now, the Chunin exams. The fights are as they were in the original, nothing special, nothing new, per se. Now, what would happen to the three people who were apprehended? Well, they were questioned and they were actually let go because they don't want to sour their relationship with another village right now. However, all three students are under careful eye of the third Hokage and some ninjas who are actually stationed around. Those three will be kept under surveillance at all points. Now the battles, they go pretty much the same except for the battles with Naruto and Sasuke, and Hinata as well. Now Sasuke's battle with Dosu, I think, goes as it did in the original almost, except that because the curse mark is not actually activated at this point, as Jiraiya sealed it away, he does not actually have to, go pretty weak as he did. Yeah. He takes him out without much difficulty, using his Chidori, using his Sharingan, putting him in a Genjutsu, and simply just knocking him out. It was a simple victory for Sasuke, though the curse mark is trying to break free, it cannot. The battle with Hinata and Neji. Now, this battle goes differently than it did in the original now. Hinata, of course, is much more confident than she was in the original and is a better fighter than she was in the original as well. Fighting alongside Naruto and Sasuke, her resolve to grow stronger also grew, and a reason to fight has also developed inside of her. Now, Neji would still try to insult her, try to get her morale down, but it does not necessarily work as effectively as it did in the original. He still says all the mean shit that he said to her. Hinata just says in the end, "Is that all? We have a battle, brother Neji. Let's take that seriously first." Now, inside, her heart is breaking, but outside, she is not gonna let Neji have the satisfaction of seeing that. The battle begins and Neji, as he did in the original, overwhelms her. However, Hinata is putting up a decent fight. Now, being trained under Kakashi, Hinata would probably learn, mostly just how to read an opponent and how she should plan a counterattack. Now, Kakashi he was a ninja who was not super strong when it came to his chakra reserves and everything. So most of his battles he would have to outthink his opponents, as he was stated to be by Naruto to be smarter than Shikamaru himself, who is a great thinker as well. And also Kakashi was the Anbu captain at like a very young age. I don't even remember the age. He was a pretty accomplished person, and he would know what to teach his students. Now, considering Hinata was a timid person, he probably taught her how to read her surroundings and how to read her opponent. Hinata would probably, after years of seeing Neji and fighting with him, she would probably have picked up on a few things that, with the help of Kakashi, she could probably try to exploit. Now, Neji, while going in for an attack, is pretty confident in his abilities, as he believes he is superior to Hinata, even though he is from the branch family. Hinata takes this and tries to find a chink in Neji's armor, basically. And while Neji goes for a flurry of gentle fist attack, the 64 palm attack that would probably destroy Hinata, she, unbeknownst to Neji at that very point, she actually manages to, quite essentially pad most of the shots that come onto her by moving her chakra flow to defend the area. Now, Neji is very surprised by this because he was not expecting that to happen, and when he tries to go for another flurry of attacks, he realizes that Hinata actually managed to close a few of his own chakra points off. Neji, being so busy in attacking Hinata, didn't actually notice this, as when the 64 palm was about to end, Hinata had let off a few shots onto him, numbing his arms and legs. Now, Neji, of course, as he did in the original, does win, but this time it goes a bit further than it was in the original, as Hinata was pretty badly injured after the 64 palm attack, and it did go further, so she was injured even more. Seeing this, Naruto flares up as he did in the original, nothing much, but he does not actually shout as he did. He does yell out to Neji that he should not have done that. Hinata treats him like a brother, but he still does not care for that. Now, Neji would not care for Naruto. He does not care for anybody. He's Neji right now. So, after that, the battles with, Gaara and Rock Lee go as they did in the original. And the battle with Kiba and Naruto, that changes as well, because Naruto is now more accomplished than he was in the original. He manages to take out Kiba pretty easily. Not really, but Kiba and Akamaru form a pretty decent team, and Kiba, trying to prove himself against Naruto, goes in for a, headstrong attack as Kiba would. Naruto, obviously expecting this, immediately creates about 5 shadow clones to encircle Kiba and make some seals around the area to drain his chakra away, because that is a move that I like to do a lot. Now Kiba is slowly tiring out, but he does not care for it. He's trying to go into Naruto. Naruto using his taijutsu skills that he would have probably picked up from Guy, as Kakashi and Guy being so close. Naruto would probably have trained some taijutsu with Guy as well. Now, Naruto's taijutsu is not amazing, but he is pretty good and he can keep up with Kiba. Except Kiba's brute force does come, to be overwhelming in the end. Naruto eventually just, brings out the white light chakra saber and starts slicing away on Kiba, not actually cutting him, blocking against the Fang over Fang and everything like that, injuring Kiba and using the white light chakra saber to funnel some wind chakra through it, and using it quite essentially as a laser blaster, pointing it towards Kiba and going pew 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 pew. Dramatic reenactment. Now, what would happen after that? Well, Kiba would eventually lose as Naruto, drains away at Kiba's chakra, separating Kiba and Akamaru, and eventually taking him down with a Rasengan. Now, this was not as brutal as it would have been, but Kiba is completely destroyed. After this comes the battle with Sasuke and Gaara, which does not actually go as it did in the original, as Sasuke did, not have to worry about the curse mark. The battle with Gaara goes much smoother, and seeing as how he had trained with Naruto for quite a while, and he had learned to use about 2 shadow clones as well, now Sasuke can create like 3 Chidoris before he's completely run out. The first Chidori actually manages to catch Gaara off guard as it did, and draw some blood from him, angering Gaara pretty badly. Now Gaara after that goes on a rampage against Sasuke, but Sasuke manages to use his shadow clone to dodge Gaara's attack, and kind of mislead him as well, using his Sharingan to try to get Gaara in a Genjutsu, which would not work amazingly because of the One Tails inside of himself, but that does distract Gaara long enough for Sasuke to actually launch another Chidori towards him, which his sand would block, but it would actually cut a deep slice on Gaara's arm. Now Gaara is pissed, and his transformation has begun, which is at what point basically the invasion of the Hidden Leaf would begin, and where I'm gonna have to leave this video off for now. It's a long video and I don't know if you guys are gonna see this, but that's a play. I'm gonna talk either way. I'm not gonna stop now. I'm on the road. Now I'll see you guys on the next one, the what if the Sannin had adopted Naruto. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you soon. Peace, love and prosperity. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. Goodbye.